Matt Schaefer. And sports with Nick Tabbert. This is the 10 p.m. report from La Crosse's own News 19.
Tonight we begin our three-part series, Wisconsin to Selma, bringing history home. Last weekend marked the 50th anniversary of the march in Selma, Alabama to secure voting rights for African Americans. In 1965, 600 demonstrators crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They were met by state troopers wielding clubs. They chased and beat the protesters. The day is known as Bloody Sunday. News 19's Jenna Rowe traveled to Selma to bring you first-hand accounts from people that were there. She joins us now. Jenna, what did you discover?
Brittany, often when people think of the civil rights movement, iconic figures like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks come to mind. While their contributions are undoubtedly significant, too often the ordinary people who made an impact are forgotten. In Selma, I heard the emotional stories of the people who were the movement.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome.
This gospel hymn is forever ingrained in Reverend Frederick Douglass Reese's memory, just like the images of that infamous day in March of 1965.
I wasn't scared or frightened, maybe a little nervous, but not scared, because we had never had real violence or whatever against us at the time.
But that day,
we made a decision to go across that bridge and to encounter the difficulties that we could receive.
We were sure somebody was going to kill us. But once you lose the fear of death, everything is possible.
Linda Blackman Lowry was only 14 years old.
I didn't really understand the importance of voting or whatever. I really didn't. But I knew whatever it was, I wanted to be a part of it.
We're going to stand up amid anything that they can muster up.
Regardless of her age, she was inspired.
That we are determined to be free.
I ran into a cloud of tear gas, and that person was running behind me, hitting me. They had shaved the back of my head, and I had 28 stitches in the back of my head.
Even after being brutally beaten, she was determined to march all the way from Selma to Montgomery.
I wanted the governor to see my bandages, and I wanted him to know what he had done to me. A 14-year-old who hadn't done anything to anybody. He had to see me. He had to know what he had done.
And Governor Wallace did.
I still get teary-eyed and I still want to cry sometimes because it's still hard to think about being beaten up and being mistreated.
When you look back, you see the history of it. But when you're going through it, it's very contemporary for you and very real.
Many in the movement say they never expected to survive. Fear was real.
I sit here today thanking God for having brought me, somebody said, through many dangers, seen and unseen.
To know that I did something that people could appreciate 50 years later, and I'm still here to tell about it, is just overwhelming.
Lowry's tears are tears of joy. Now she understands her story is bringing history home.
Overcome someday.
Lowry told me she was the youngest marcher to make it all the way to Montgomery. And Brittany, I have to say, being there was incredible. Now, coming up tomorrow, I'll have the story about Selma today. Where does the city stand? What has it overcome? And what work still needs to be done? Brittany.
Thanks, Jenna. To listen to the gospel songs that drove the movement, you can head to our website, WXOW.com. And stay with us. Meteorologist Matt Schaefer is in next with your forecast.